It's pure devastation across many parts of Ottawa after a storm ripped through the capital, bringing with it 120-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts and heavy rain. The storm left close to 200,000 people without power and knocked over trees and toppled power lines. Hydro Ottawa says the cleanup will take days, leaving many people in the dark.
We haven't had a hit like this as far as Hydro Ottawa goes since the tornadoes, of course. But this is a little bit different because this is so widespread across the city. It's certainly not localized by any means. We're currently dealing with just over 179,000 customers out, which works out to just a little over half of our customer base.
In Barrhaven, many trees topped over, some were completely uprooted from the ground. But as you traveled down Merivale Road, the destruction worsened. Hydro poles fell atop of cars, wires lined the street, and cars had to swerve around fallen debris, attempting to let emergency responders pass. So we're currently standing here on Merivale Road, and it's clearly evident that some sort of storm has went through here. There's styrofoam and debris everywhere, and if we pan over this way, this is St. Monica School behind me. The front of it completely destroyed. Multiple roofs were blown off of buildings on Capitol Drive, and the front of St. Monica School was destroyed. The Ottawa Catholic School Board says students there will switch to remote learning for the time being as damage is assessed. Well, we've made our way further up Merivale, closer to the Merivale Mall, and as you can see from here behind me, the road is currently closed after multiple hydro poles fell on the road. Merivale is closed from Viewmount to Basil McDonald Way, with traffic being detoured behind Merivale High School. About a dozen hydro poles have toppled onto the ground, some there too landing on cars. Hydro crews were on the scene assessing the damage, but say it could take a long time for the road to reopen. It's also unclear when the City View community will have access to electricity again, with Hydro Ottawa saying their grid was completely crushed.
We're dealing with over 1,000 localized outages across the city. And the problem is that not only do we have localized distribution issues within the system, but we've also got issues with our provincial supplier and loss of supply to the city as well. So it's kind of a combination of things, and it's certainly challenging right now. We're just we've got all available crews coming in, all available resources that we can. We'll be mobilizing them across the city, partly doing damage assessment, partly restoring as we can.
Miraculously, very few people were injured in this storm, but at least 10 people across the province have died, including one man in Ottawa. As nightfall struck, communities across the city were black, with the sounds of chainsaws and generators heard in the distance. Now, because of how widespread this storm hit, the City of Ottawa says it could take days to assess and repair all of the damage. Also uncertain is when some major roadways might reopen to traffic. Charlie Sinach, UIN News, Ottawa.